Lots of ceremony and procedure on this first day of the 112th Congress as the U.S. House elects John Boehner as the 61st Speaker of the House.
Elect John Boehner, representative from Ohio, and the Escort Committee.
It is a high honor to welcome all members of Congress and their families to the House of Representatives. To the new members and their families, a special congratulations and welcome to you. We all wish you great success. Congratulations to you. We all come here to represent our constituents. Our respect for each other is founded in our respect for the people that we represent. This month, we will celebrate the 50th anniversary of the inauguration of John F. Kennedy as President of the United States. As a student, I was there in the freezing cold. For some of you, you've read about it in the history books. Bob Michael and I, to us, it was our youth, right, Bob? I was there in the freezing and heard the stirring address that inspired generations of Americans to public service. In his 1962 State of the Union address, right from here, from this dais, President Kennedy said to the Congress, "The Constitution makes us all trustees of the American people, custodians of the American heritage." Today, as we take the oath of office to support and defend our Constitution, we do so as trustees of America's best hopes and custodians of America's highest values. However we may differ, let us never lose sight of our common love for this exceptional nation and our shared obligation to the way forward. Started off by acknowledging and welcoming and congratulating the members and their families. Our families have always helped light the way forward for all of us. With a full and grateful heart, I want to thank my family, my husband of 47 years, Paul Pelosi, my children, Nancy, Corinne, Christine, Jacqueline, Paul, and Alexandra, and my grandchildren. And I'm proud, too, to be from a large family, the youngest of 7, and to acknowledge my brother, Thomas D'Alessandro III, the former mayor of Baltimore, Maryland. Welcome, Thomas. Let me thank my constituents in San Francisco, whom I am proud to represent in the spirit of the anthem of our city of St. Francis, the Song of St. Francis. And I'm so pleased that that was recited by all of us at the interdenominational service this morning. And I'm grateful to my colleagues for their commitment to equality, which is both our heritage and our hope, giving me the historic honor of being the first woman Speaker of the House of Representatives. Are wide open for all of America's daughters and granddaughters. I'm also honored to be the first Italian-American speaker. Thank you, Ron. Like many Americans, our heritage is a source of great pride and a deeply ingrained patriotism which summons us to build a stronger nation. We recognize that the proudest title we will ever hold is not accorded on this floor. It is the simple dignity of the title American, part of our great democracy that continues to be the greatest hope of liberty and progress for the entire world. When I was first elected Speaker, I called the House to order on behalf of America's children. And now, as I prepare to hand the gavel over to Speaker Boehner, I know one thing above all else. Thanks to you, we have stood with those children and for their families, for their health, their education, the safety of the air they breathe, the water they drink, and the food they eat. Thanks to you for those children and their families, we have made the largest ever commitment to making college more affordable, enacted Wall Street reform with the greatest consumer protections in history, and passed a strong Patients' Bill of Rights. It means that children with pre-existing conditions can get care, young people can stay on their parents' policy until they're 26, pregnant women and breast and prostate cancer patients can no longer be thrown off their insurance. Our seniors are paying less for their medical prescriptions. Taken together, it will save taxpayers $1.3 trillion. Thanks to you, thanks to all of us, we advance the defining American cause of equality for all. From the first days of the Congress with the passage of the Lilly-Ledbetter Fair Pay Act to the last days with the repeal of the Don't Ask, Don't Tell policy. And thanks to you, we achieved more for America's veterans than at any time since the passage of the GI Bill of Rights in 1944. Because of our courageous troops and our veterans, we will always be the land of the free and the home of the brave. Let us now salute our men and women in uniform. To honor them, we must build a future worthy of their sacrifice, which includes good-paying jobs when they come home. It's not enough that we staved off a depression. Much more needs to be done to open up the American dream and lift up the American economy. The only acceptable outcome is to fully and finally restore fair prosperity that good-paying jobs provide. Our most important job is to fight for American jobs, to make it in America, and so Democrats will judge what comes before Congress from either side of the aisle as to whether it creates jobs, strengthens the middle class, and reduces the deficit, not burdening future generations. When the new Speaker of the House, John Boehner, and the new Republican majority, and congratulations again, come forward with solutions that will address these American challenges, you will find us a willing partner. As we congratulate Speaker Boehner and our Republican colleagues, as we wish them success, we must stand ready to find common ground, to solve problems, and to build a more secure future for all Americans. And as we take the oath of office today to support and defend the Constitution, we must be ever mindful that it makes us trustees for the American people with an obligation to do what is right for them and custodians of the American heritage, our great values. Thank you, my colleagues, for the honor of serving in that tradition as the Speaker of the House of Representatives. I thank you, my colleagues. Again, I want to congratulate all of the new members of Congress, all of you who have been reelected, but especially the new majority and the new Speaker of the House, John Boehner. Now the House will be led by a proud son of Ohio, a man of conviction, a public servant of resolve, and a legislative leader of skill. Speaker Boehner is a leader who has earned the confidence of his conference and the respect of his colleagues in the Congress. He is a man of faith, faith in God, faith in our country, and faith in his family. It is very important for us in acknowledging that, for us to acknowledge his family, his wife, Mrs. Boehner is, yay! As we congratulate him, we congratulate and thank Debbie for sharing him with us, and Lindsay and Tricia, and indeed the entire Boehner family. Thank you and congratulations to all of you. Now, recognizing our roles under the Constitution, united in our love of our country, we now engage in a strong symbol of American democracy, the peaceful and respectful exchange of power. I now pass this gavel, which is larger than most gavels here, but the gavel of choice of Mr. Speaker Boehner. I now pass this. I now pass this gavel and the sacred trust that goes with it to the new Speaker. God bless you, Speaker Boehner. God bless this Congress, and God bless America.
It's still just me. Madam Speaker, thank you for your kind words, and thank you for your service to this institution. Secondly, I want to welcome all of our new members and their families on what is a very special day. All of us who've been here remember vividly that first day that we served here. And I think any of us can tell you that you'll never forget today. My own family is here as well. I think you've just met Debbie, and next to Debbie are Lindsay and Tricia, our two daughters. Welcome. We're glad that you're here. 10 of my 11 brothers and sisters and sister-in-laws and brother-in-laws are here as well. My poor brother Greg, who runs a restaurant down in Georgia, was unable to be here, but I wanted to acknowledge him. I also want to acknowledge some of my close friends that are here from the other side of the Capitol. You know, Mitch McConnell, the Senate Republican leader, is here, and two of my best buds, Richard Burr from North Carolina, Saxby Chambliss from Georgia, along with, my buddy Latham. Thank you for being here, gentlemen. I appreciate it. I'm honored and humbled to represent a great, hardworking community in Congress. The peoples of Ohio's 8th Congressional District continue to afford me the privilege to serve, for which I am deeply grateful. We gather here today at a time of great challenges. Nearly 1 in 10 of our neighbors is out of work. Healthcare costs are still rising for American families. Our spending has caught up with us, and our debt soon will eclipse the entire size of our national economy. Hard work and tough decisions will be required of the 112th Congress. No longer can we fall short. No longer can we kick the can down the road. The people voted to end business as usual, and today we begin to carry out their instructions. In the Catholic faith, we enter into a season of service by having ashes marked on our head. The ashes remind us that life in all of its forms is very fragile. Our time on this earth, fleeting. But as the ashes are delivered, we hear those humbling words. Remember, you are dust, and to dust you shall return. The American people have humbled us. They have refreshed our memories to just how temporary the privilege of serving is. They have reminded us that everything here is on loan from them. That includes this gavel, which I accept cheerfully and gratefully, knowing that I am but its caretaker. After all, this is the people's house. This is their Congress. It's about them, not about us. What they want is a government that's honest, accountable, and responsive to their needs. A government that respects individual liberty, honors our heritage, and bows before the public that it serves. Let's start with the rules package that the House will consider today. If passed, it will change how this institution operates, with an emphasis on real transparency, greater accountability, and a renewed focus on our Constitution. Our aim will be to give the government back to the American people. In seeking this goal, we will part with some of the rituals that have come to characterize this institution under majorities, both Republican and Democrat alike. We will dispense with the conventional wisdom that bigger bills are always better, that fast legislating is good legislating. Allowing amendments and open debate makes the legislative process less efficient than our forefathers had intended. These misconceptions have been the basis for the rituals of a modern Washington. They, in my opinion, have not been served well to the American people. Today, mindful of the lessons of the past, we open a new chapter. Legislators and the public will have 3 days to read a bill before it comes to a vote. Legislation will be more focused, properly scrutinized, and constitutionally sound. Committees, once bloated, will be smaller with a renewed mission, including oversight. Old rules that have made it easy to increase spending will be replaced by new reforms that make it easier to cut spending. And we will start by cutting Congress's own budget. But above all else, we will welcome the battle of ideas, encourage it, engage it openly, honestly, and respectfully. As the chamber closest to the people, the House works best when it is allowed to work its will. And I ask members of this body to join me in recognizing this common truth. And to my colleagues in the majority, my message is this. We will honor our pledge to America, built on a process of listening to the American people. We will stand firm on our constitutional principles that built our party and built the great nation. We will do these things, however, in a manner that restores and respects the time-honored right of the minority to an honest debate, a fair and open process. And to my friends in the minority, I offer a commitment: openness. Once a tradition of this institution, but increasingly scarce in recent decades, will be the new standard. There were no open rules in the House in the last Congress. In this one, there will be many. And with restored openness, however, come a restored responsibility. You will not have the right to willfully disrupt the proceedings of the people's House. But you will always have the right to a robust debate in an open process that allows you to represent your constituents, to make your case, offer alternatives, and be heard. In time, I believe this framework will allow the House to be a place where the people's will is done. It will also, I hope, rebuild trust amongst us and the people we serve, and in so doing, provide a guidepost for those who follow us in the service of our nation. To our new members, Democrat and Republican alike, as you take the oath today, I know that you do so mindful of this shared goal, and know that your constituents have placed much trust in you. As Speaker, I feel part of my job is to help each of you do your job well, regardless of your political party. My hope is that every new member, and indeed every member, will be comfortable with approaching me with regard to matters of the House. We will not always get it right, and we will not always agree on what is right. There's a great deal of scar tissue that's been built up on both sides of the aisle. We can't ignore that, nor should we. My belief has always been that we can disagree without being disagreeable. Now, that's why it's critical that this institution operate in a manner that permits a free exchange of ideas and resolves our honest differences through a fair debate and vote. We may have different, sometimes very different ideas about how to go achieving the common good. It is why we serve. Let us now move forward, humble in our demeanor, steady in our principles, dedicated to proving worthy of the trust and confidence that has been placed in each of us. If we brace ourselves to do our duty and do what we say we're going to do, I don't think there's together anything that we can't accomplish, again, on behalf of the people we serve. More than a country, America is an idea. And it's our job to pass that posterity of blessings that have been bestowed on us to those generations that follow us. I want to wish all of you the very best. Welcome to the People's House. Welcome to the 112th Congress. I am now ready to take the oath of office. I ask the Dean of the House, the Honorable John Dingell of Michigan, to administer the oath of office.
I thank you. If the gentleman from Ohio will please raise his right hand. Do you solemnly swear or affirm that you will support and defend the Constitution of the United States against all enemies, foreign and domestic, that you will bear true faith and allegiance to the same, that you take this obligation freely without any mental reservation or purpose of evasion, and that you will well and faithfully discharge the duties of the office on which you're about to enter, so help you God?
I do.
Congratulations, Mr. Speaker.
According to precedent, the chair will swear in members-elect en masse. The members-elect will rise, and the chair will now administer the oath of office. If all members could raise their right hands. Do you solemnly swear that you will support and defend the Constitution of the United States against all enemies, foreign and domestic, that you will bear true faith and allegiance to the same, that you take this obligation freely without any mental reservation or purpose of evasion, that you will well and faithfully discharge the duties of your office on which you are about to enter, so help you God. Congratulations.